Okay. Right. Let's wait for a few people to join over here. And then we're gonna make a start. Okay. Right, welcome those who have turned up today so far. Let's give it a couple more minutes here, and then we're gonna wait for a few more people to join. Even if no more people join for another couple of minutes, that's fine. We'll make a start. Let's refresh everything on gold. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone's had a good weekend. Alright. Pull up GJ on the 3-month chart. Okay, perfect. Okay. Can everybody hear me okay? Can I get okay if everybody can hear me okay? I'm here, the guy from South Africa. We chat your private IG. It's me. Okay, how's it going, bro? How's it going? Slow weekend. Okay. Yeah, weekends are slow. Yeah, weekends are slow. But yeah, no, I hope you're well. Imran, how's it going, Imran? Yeah, I've been good, mate. I've been good. In fact, I've been very good. I've been very good recently. So yeah, no, it's all good. Hope you're well as well. So yeah, I think we're gonna make a start here in a sec. That's okay. I'm still happy with however many people wanna come and give their thoughts and opinion. But I'm gonna be doing an overall breakdown. So we're going to be looking at pound yen from a higher time frame bias right down to the smaller, more intraday time frames. We're also going to be looking at gold as well, and we're going to be breaking that down from the 3-month period, etc., etc. So what we're kind of looking at here from an overall higher time frame perspective. The first thing we're going to do, what's this? I'm good. Where's the like button? The like button is, yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to just try and find it, I suppose, somewhere on the YouTube. Just press that thumbs up button, that's what you want. Good to see you here, Nahad, seeing you up in the lots again. Yes, yeah, I said, I was gonna grind back on the one lots, and then I had a few months, get a couple months back consistent, and then I'm ready to, yeah, I think I've, yeah, it's all good now. We're back, and I think probably better than before, which is what's great. So now I really feel like I can give much better advice, opinions, and it's yeah. We all have blips in the success story, but it's how you come back from those. So it's all good, man. But yeah, let's make a start here. So what we're gonna firstly do is we're gonna check the news for the week. That's the first thing that I'm gonna do. So if we just go to calendar, we just try and get a whole week. So tomorrow, no pound news really tomorrow. Got some USD news in the afternoon. Tuesday also we're good. Wednesday also good. Thursday we've got construction output. Okay, so there's a bit of news on Thursday. And then Friday we're good. So not a too bad of a week. A little bit of news on Thursday, but that should be fine. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. Let's make a start now. We've been waiting a little bit over here, so let's go ahead and make a start. So okay, no problem, no problem. Right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the 3 months. So this is the quarterly chart. This is your quarterly period for the year, and I think it gives you a really good perspective on basically what you're trying to do with the higher time frames, and where you're looking to really base your higher time frame, like your dailies. Like they can be, you wanna start off by potentially looking at the quarterly period, like what's really happening on the higher time frames. Like, are we really coming down yet? Are we really flying yet? What's going on in the higher time frames? What can we see from previous economic events? Pretty simple. And then obviously you're going to be looking at what's kind of going on in the now. How much volume do we have? So look at these in the amount of volume, in these candles over these quarterly periods. You can see previously in over historical 2016, when was that? That's your Brexit situation. Your 2008, there's your 2008 financial crash, so you can see that, no problem. And then you have over here your coronavirus pandemic, right? Big pullback, tapping into this quarterly, right, support level, and then we just ride those buys, right, from that level all the way back up to a previous high point, right? So what am I looking at now from the quarterly? Let's get into this. From a 3 month period, what we're basically looking at is, if this is your previous level of resistance, right? Here's your previous level of resistance, and you're obviously looking at the fact that we spoke about this support. So we had this big sell-off here, right? Obviously there's your Brexit situation. You had this kind of low formed, right? This tap into support, whatever you want to look at it, and then you had this pullback. From that point, we created another low in 2018 roughly, and then we started to pull back down to these previous levels of support. You get buyers jump in at these previous low point, and then from that comes a pandemic where, cool, we pull back to previous support, previous low, more buyers jump back into the market, and then how funny, we actually go higher than than technically pre-pandemic highs, right? That from that period onwards, we've broken above those highs during what's supposed to be a continued pandemic, right? So, point being here, what we're looking at is ultimately this level right here. What's happened? So you've got this candle right here. If we just highlight this in yellow, here's your breakout candle, right? This is the candle you want to focus on over the 3 month period. And then also you're looking at the next candle, because what the next candle is showing you is that we're clearly respecting this level. And what's the current quarterly candle doing? Well, it's broken the low. Obviously, if we just go back, if we go back a couple, right, you can see that the quarterly candle that's currently has broken the low, but look what it's doing. It's starting to reject these levels. It's finding support in here. So potentially we're gonna go like this, higher time frame, right? But we don't know yet, because we don't know if we're going to create, well, if we're going to break these highs to continue, right? But just as a point, you can see how the candle is forming up. You can see how we are lining up to go bullish from current price action. Okay, so that's just your 3 month period. Let's go to your monthly period, right? At that point, so what can we see now from our monthly period? So we take out this whole picture. We try and understand what's going on. You as a trader can understand that we was in this downtrend, right? You had lower levels of resistance clearly being formed on your higher time frame. You have rejections. You had previous lows continuously tested, right? And then we had this clear evident, rejection. There's your rejection from your pandemic. Big liquidity grab, pull up, support formed, and then continuation. So at this point, what are we doing? Well, we've come up to previous high point, right? We came to a previous high point. So we're now pulled back to potentially tap into this support zone right here, this fresh demand zone, right? Clearly, because you had this monthly support level, right? You want to zoom in on that and then understand that we've pulled back to there potentially to create support. To do what? To go back to this level and test and see if we're going to potentially break above, right? And if we're going to break above this high, then you have to visualize that on the 3-month, right? And then if we break above this high, you could then say, cool, where would then be my next level looking left? This resistance that we have to the left hand side, right? That's your key level looking left. We've already reacted to this. You've had your reaction here and you've had your reaction here. How do we know that? That's what's just happened here, right? We had that reaction at the previous highs. Here's your support forming, right? Your support, right? To continue this momentum, this bullish momentum, this bullish trend. Create a high, price create a high, pull back, form support. Potentially now, if we can close above the high, we can create a new high, right? Fairly simple analysis, okay? But the whole point being is that you need to trust your higher time frames. So when people see one daily candle closing bearish engulfing, everyone's like, oh, GJ's coming down. Well, you know, look at the monthly, look at your higher time frames. We have not changed course of direction yet, okay? So you have to take that into consideration, you know, and remember that with your higher time frame biases. So let's remove all analysis for a sec, and let's go on to the next. We're doing an in-depth webinar here, in-depth analysis, looking at all the higher time frames, right? So now look at your weekly. What's your weekly saying at this point? What we're seeing from the weekly structurally wise? Again, high level of support was formed here, right after this high. What did we do immediately? Notice how we're doing the same thing here that we did on the monthly. We pulled back to previous level support, formed support, and we could have read those buys all the way back up to the high, broke above the high, and continued up, create a new high, right? Same again, pull back, form support, right? So now what's happening at this point? Yeah, it looks like we're going down because we're creating a lower high, rejections, right? You're looking at these rejections. Now look at what's happening over here. This is clearly a support because you've got this level here to the left that we've spoken about. You've got this rejection. So you just want to put rejection, right? Yeah, we've got this rejection here. This is your weekly now forming a what? Can anybody say what this support level being formed? Even if I was to draw it like a zone like this, right? And then you was to have this as a weekly support zone, and we was to do like lines like this, so we know this is a weekly support zone, right? What really is that? What if we were to look at market structure, what is that? What's going on right now? Somebody give us the answer. See if people can see based on market structure what we're looking at. And the same could be said with what we're seeing here. If you look at that as a zone. What can we say from the market structure right now? Anybody got an answer? Okay, we weekly created a lower low. Yes, but look at but overall still bullish. Exactly. So yeah, we've created, you can say this lower low right here. Yes, but look at the overall. But where are we going? Like, look at this. We're going this way because we've had this big move, right? We created a support. We made a high. We made a new high. Pulled back, created a lower high, so we pulled deeper now, right? Rejected this level, but overall closed with a higher level of support, right? Because I'm focusing on where's my higher time frames. Remember, what's my monthly looking like? What's my 3-month looking like? So I'm thinking now this makes sense to do this. Yeah, because we've now created that higher level of support. Yes, I get what you're saying, lower high. Yes, this is why when you start to see this happening, yeah, this resistance being formed, you have an opportunity to test in here or potentially to get down to here. Once that happens, you can then get this rejection which is happening, And then now that we've closed over here, it means that this is a rejection and a higher support being created. So now we're in a range. So we're in this consolidation. Yeah, we're creating a lower high, and a higher low, but we're going this way. Market's going this way. Don't get too focused on, oh, this is what's happening here, so we're doing to do this and correct this whole move. No, not necessarily. After this rejection, until we close below, right, this support around 155, 151, 500, 151, till we're closing below there on a weekly level, we're not coming down to the support or correcting this at all. If we start closing down here, yeah, I'd agree with you. Maybe we're going to start coming downtown, yeah, but until this looks like we're going to come up to test this resistance that we have here in the weekly, until we do that, I'm not sure yet. Right. So, first of all, from these candles though, what can we say at the minute based on where the weekly's closing? This was support, right? You have this rejection, like we said. This candle here clearly closed back above. It closed back in the range. What makes sense now? This weekly as well broke the low but closed bullish. What makes sense for the new weekly candle? Probably you're going to see a nice candle push up to that resistance and test this overall zone. Yeah, we might reject. We might finish off, bearish, whatever, create rejection in the range. That's fine. But we should at least test this resistance on a weekly based on a weekly level. Let's just look at the daily real quick. Daily, now what makes sense from a daily perspective? Well, if we now start drawing out our zones right here, we have a resistance right here. Clearly what's going on is a bit of a breakout, and then we have like a doji, price went up but didn't really have the volume, so it just closed like this. So now we need a candle with decent volume potentially break the high, or you get smaller time frame closes above these sort of levels. This is gonna mean upside, right? Or at least the wick fill, right? You can get the fill and then see if we're gonna continue. But yeah, you're looking at your daily again. Wow, what we're starting to see on the daily time frame from our overall buy. So previously, yeah, I agree with you. Look, we're pulling back 100%, creating new lows, right? Now what's daily starting to do? Create a support. And now let's create a higher support above the range, right? Above the range, and now we're breaking above this range right here. If we close back in the range, okay, we might now start pulling back to here. But as long as we can respect this area daily wise, we're heading up to previous levels of resistance. Okay. Right, how we doing for time? Right, let's do a little bit of 4-hour work, and then we'll do a quick breakdown on gold. Just a really quick breakdown on gold, but I wanted to go into more detail with GJ here, as this is the pair that I focus on pretty much. Gold, I look at gold, I've looked at it for a long time, but GJ is my main focus, and I just want to, obviously you want to know your pair like the back of your hand, right? So you got to master one before you can try and get better on the other one. On the daily, we are testing the 50 SMA. Yeah, I don't really use indicators or anything like that, but you can look at that however you like. For me, I look at the candles, and like I've set my conditions for downside, but at the minute, you have to go on what you can see, and we're looking bullish. So 4-hour, like I say, structurally wise, still very bullish. But this is where now you can start to look at price action and probably say that, okay, makes sense that we're going to see some form of a pullback. We've clearly rejected this resistance right here. You can see that rejection, previous resistance, right? You got this level right here as well, and now you have the support. So either we're going to respect this support to go up, or we're going to break the support and then potentially come down to the next level. We have this zone over here, right? We could potentially come down to here again, create another support and then go up, or create a lower resistance and then come down. And that's how you would then look at your higher time frames on the daily. What are we doing to start the week? But 4-hour right now, it's in a range, so we don't know yet until we know we're breaking this 4-hour support, or we're breaking above this resistance. If we break above this resistance, we can continue. If we don't break this support, we could potentially come back up to that resistance. But if we break this support, then you're looking at sales potentially to come down, right? But anyway, so yeah, we looked at the 4-hour structure, 30-minute as well. Bit of a nasty range, but yeah, there is potential for a pullback. There is potential for a bit of a deeper liquidity grab. You know, we could come back into like the 152 500 and start to reject to go up, but for the minute it's looking nice for the weekly to go bullish. Weekly can still pull back if you think about it until here, right? Reject and then finish the range, because where we all been kind of rejecting, tapping into this level and this level. So potentially we could revisit this level again and then go that way. So you have to take those things into consideration, and then you just want to mark that up and understand that's where we could see a pullback to. Okay, perfect. We've obviously rejected. Okay. The trend is your friend until it bends. Yep, I like that one. Did the 4-hour candle break the previous candle low? 4-hour candle. That doesn't really matter. The way that we're closing, we're in a range. So for the minute, you know, I'm just looking at the fact that until we break this level on the smaller time frame, so you look at that and then you go down to your smaller time frames and understand that this is your 4-hour level, but you have support here as well. So until you see, you know, you could argue some form of a break below this level, then you could get downside move. But yeah, right, let me just quickly do a gold breakdown and then we're going to finish off. Okay, so let's look at gold from a 3-month perspective, just on a quick one. Okay, so gold on a 3-month perspective, still bullish potentially, but for the minute it's seeming like we could actually pull down deeper. So if you look at previous high point and the high that we created, you can see that this 3-month quarterly candle, it closed below. So potentially this is a rejection of the new high to pull back down into potential previous level of support, and then you can go back that way higher time frame, right? Let's look at the monthly time frame at this point. So looking at the monthly candles, it does start to look like we are potentially retracing, right? You can see this resistance forming, you can see this range here, and then you can see potentially now signs of rejection again from previous levels of resistance. So yeah, monthly does make sense to come down. Let's go to the weekly as well. Clear rejections as well. But gold is tricky because, you know, depends on a lot of fundamental things, you know, with the US dollar and stuff like that. But yeah, right now I'd say good sells would be below the support, and then you can have price coming down to like 1700. So I'd say below like 1760, coming down to like 1700 would be pretty good. Daily, we'll just go down to our daily, to be honest. Okay, daily. Yeah, we're kind of at the support right now, so you'd have to kind of see how it react to the support, because we're probably going to create some form of a bullish candle here and then maybe break down later on in the week. So you'd have to keep an eye on that. Also, it might want to pull back a bit to previous level of resistance, because this was a previous range, so you have to take that into consideration. Okay, perfect. So we're going to finish off there. Thanks everybody for coming. Really appreciate it. Hope that was a in-depth breakdown on GJ. Gold, we just kind of went through that a little bit quick because I'm actually a little bit pressed for time, but that's fine. We can go through that more in depth tomorrow on the live stream. So yeah, do come on tomorrow at 7 AM GMT for the London session. I'll be there. But yeah, hope everyone has a good trading week. Good luck. Trade safe. And yeah, we will probably see each other for the live stream tomorrow. So take care everybody, and enjoy the rest of your